guys, what is up? Shadolance back with another review. Today I'm going to be doing the MK16 Scar L, one of the very first assault rifles you have access to in the game. Also, it's one of my favorites. Love this gun, so much fun to use. It's not overpowered in any way, it is very much balanced, it is tons of fun to use. There's just not really a whole lot of ways to describe it. It's great for competitive gameplay, you see it in games like Woggle and ICOG a lot. Very fair gun. I don't think there's another more balanced assault rifle in the entire game. Usually the early assault rifles you start out with are this, the ACR, the G36, and the M416. Some people might include the AUG-A1 in that series, but usually the G36 is more dominant, let's just put it that way. You unlock this gun at the rank of Corporal, so you get it very early in the game. It has been sold for permanent at least twice now. Maybe 3 times, but at least twice. I actually got this gun in a very, very kind of almost cheating kind of way. I tricked my brother into playing a ton of Quarantine because he got addicted to Cabin Fever. And I said, oh, Quarantine's just like Cabin Fever, just shoot at the zombies. And yeah, he ended up playing a ton of Quarantine for me while I was gone that week, so he managed to get me the Scar L on accident, so that was kind of awesome. I was waiting for it anyway. It's not like a gun I was particularly eager to get because I already had the Tri-Spear, and they're relatively similar guns. I mean, there's really no difference as far as I can tell. Both guns are customizable for damage, rate of fire, accuracy, and recoil, so that's also true. But going into the stats now, we're seeing a base damage of 40, portability of 57, rate of fire of 70, accuracy of 85, and recoil of 66. So the base damage of 40, very high to begin with, and customizable to 43, very solid, very, very solid 3-shot kill. 4-shot kill on heavy vesters, tankers, and Hauser. So that's that too. Portability of 57 has been on the low side. That's the biggest downfall of this weapon. It is not super portable, but you can still run with it. It's not going to kill you. It's not like it's a sniper rifle or anything, but it is pretty heavy. Rate of fire of 70 has been on the low side, but if you upgrade that to 73, you're looking at a pretty much average gun. The average these days tends to fall anywhere between 70 and 77, being on the highest end with the M4A1 SOP mod, and other variants that get that higher rate of fire and then customized. So the rate of fire of 73 is just one below the point average of 74, which most guns tend to come with, so it's pretty much on par for a very low-range GP gun. That is absolutely fantastic. Accuracy of 85, very, very nice, especially with the burst mode. Very fast spread recovery, and very, very quick to get your shots in pretty much perfectly. It's a good gun to tap fire. You can tap fire this pretty much as fast as you want, not a whole lot's going to happen. Just a lot of fun to use, good gun, just not really a whole lot to say about it. It's pretty generic. It's one of those kind of spray guns. You can use it for pretty much anything. It's good for spraying if you put an ITEX scope. It's good for tapping if you put an ACOG. I decided to go with my reflex sight. I kind of find my reflex sight a little more fun to use most times, but it works both ways. The burst mode is good if you're trying to go without a scope and tap fire long range. The burst mode definitely works, and it helps a lot for that, to be honest. So yeah, my voice is kind of dead today. Dead today, guys, because I had a not really a cold. I had this head cold thing yesterday where you cough a lot. You might even hear me kind of my voice probably sounds different, let's just put it that way, so I sound a bit weird today, but yeah, that's pretty much it. How are you guys doing? Hi. Oh, you want me to talk about the gun some more? I can do that. Okay, I'll compare it to the Scar L Black, because that's pretty much the only other variant that people are really going to be comparing it to. The Scar L Tri-Spear is literally the exact same gun. It even says so in the description of the Scar L Tri-Spear, so not a whole lot changes. The Scar L Black, portability, actually, I'm pretty sure all the stats are the exact same. Let me just double check that. Yep, all the stats are the exact same. The only difference is that it has less damage drop-off. That's all I can really tell. I would assume that the Scar L Tri-Spear would have less damage drop-off as well, but I'm not 100% sure of that, and I don't really ever use the Scar L Black, so now that I got this gun. But anyway, as I would suggest, you're seeing this gun fully customized, including an increase in recoil. Like I said before, the recoil of 66 is statistically below average. Usually you see a 67, 66, 67, so on that lower end of the average. That's pretty much eh. Higher guns typically have 68, and some guns have 69. That's pretty rare, though. Some of the AK variants may have that, but 66 is a bit on the low side, so that's good, but the pattern makes it kind of high. The pattern is kind of strange, and if it were to have any more statistical recoil, then it might be a problem. But as far as for where it is right now, it has relatively low recoil, but spraying a lot longer ranges could be difficult. And keep in mind, when I'm spraying longer ranges, look at the scope I have on it. It reduces the recoil by 3 or 5% or something like that. An ITEX scope will help reduce the recoil as well, but it obviously hurts the tap firing ability. I still prefer this reflex sight over the others, just because I find it more useful in general. You'll usually see me use this sight over the, whatchamacallit, the other NX sight thing, the ACOG type NX scope. Yeah. Just in general, it's a decent gun. It's good for competitive gameplay, especially if you're not trying to go all OP. Basically, a good way to use this gun, if you want to test if you're really good at this game, then try using this gun and an L96A1. Both of them are low-rank GP weapons that aren't necessarily... They're not OP by any means, but they're definitely not the worst weapons in the game. If you really want to see if you're good at this game, try this gun, a PP19 maybe, or something else with high ammo as an SMG, but has kind of a lot of recoil, not a P90. The PP19 is usually a good way to go because it's a higher recoil gun. Try that, like an AK-47 or an L9, and you can usually tell if you're pretty good at this game quickly. If you're able to do well with these weapons, then you know you're probably in the higher tier of the game. Yeah, a lot of people consider this kind of a spray weapon, and at medium, short ranges, yeah, it kind of is, but it's also quite a good tap-fire gun, and it just acts the kind of way that you would expect a balanced gun to, well, act. Some people still argue that the G36 is not OP, and while I won't say that it's completely broken, it definitely has points to it that I would say are maybe a little bit eh. It doesn't have the jamming problem that the G36KE has, because that gun just has absolutely godlike problems. It's unbelievable how bad the jamming is on that gun. The TAR series has that problem too. Really hate that about that series. Big problem. SCAR-L doesn't obviously have that issue, but there are some other ones that do. The ACR gets it sometimes, not often, but it does occasionally. Some pistols actually get that problem, which really ticks me off. The Golden Gun, if you guys ever try that thing is like practically broken. I don't see how you're supposed to get kills with it with how much it jams. It just doesn't fire half the time, but... SCAR-L Black, you get that at First Lieutenant. It's a fun gun to use. Definitely if you get to that rank, it's a gun to show off a bit. Like I said in a couple of my other videos, First Lieutenant is just when I kind of start to say, okay, you've earned the right to really play this game and call yourself a decent rank. I would consider high rank anything that's Major 2 or up-ish, because that's when you got your Permy mod. Although nowadays, everyone's kind of that rank, so I don't even know if I really want to call that high rank anymore. It kind of makes me want to say like upper LTC, lower Colonel is high rank. But... I mean, it's just like, I remember back in the day when Grateful Dead finally hit Major, and it was like, holy shit, there's a Major in the game! It was unbelievable, because there was, like, this person that was above everyone else, like, this one person, and every time you saw him in game, he was like, oh my gosh. I actually saw Grateful Dead the other day. He got a 90-day renewal on something. I think it was an SMG, but it was pretty impressive. He's a nice guy. But I don't really have a whole lot more to say about this gun. Just wanted to talk a little bit because I was kind of boordish. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. Please check out more videos. Please rate, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Shadolance out.